Okay, so first of all, thank you so much, Clara, for doing this interview. Honestly, I'm most proud of this interview here today. I've done many interviews in my life, and this one has me more excited than anything else I've ever done. I want to start with a quote, and just ask you when you hear this quote, what comes to mind? I'm not what happened to me, I'm what I chose to become. What does that mean to you?
You chose to become someone every day better. It's difficult,
Right?
yeah. But sometimes it's just today it's really bad, but then you just cry and you keep going, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I say that quote because I feel that no matter what we go through in life, one thing that we always have the choice in is how we respond to that.
Yeah.
So, we've been hurt, we're going through a bad day, like you said. We have the power to say, I'm not going to let that stop me or affect me from living my dreams or being happy. I'm going to push through that.
I think, and just to say that Clara, she can speak, so she will speak her language and I can translate, or she can say if I'm right or wrong, how she feels. But I think also when you are born with a disability or with not so much opportunities, or you go through, situations that is there, especially when you are a kid and you just live because it's there, then society always say what you should be or what you should do, and it's so difficult to break this and become better like Clara. For everyone, even our family, she should be in an institute,
Yeah.
and we should be living our lives, and it's so difficult to break this to do something better, because also for us would be better in the sense easier, that she will just live and go in the everyone's path.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think this is a good code.
That's beautiful.
Do you
And
think too, Clara? Yeah.
so I wanna go back before Clara even came into this world, and talk a little bit about you and your husband Carlo. Like, how did you guys meet, and then leading up to um, into Clara coming into this world.
So I'm from Brazil, and then my dream always was to go to Italy. I don't know why, but my dad's family was Italian, so for a lot of things that I say it's God. I arrived in Italy when I was 22, and I met Carlo in Florence. I went to study for 1 month, and then we met in church, and then I never went back.
Wow.
And we met in May and we got married in December.
Nice. And for those that don't know Carlo, I actually met Carlo at an event we were at in Santa Monica, and I approached him because he was looking at some books, and I asked him if he saw any books there that he liked, and we just sparked conversation. And he was like, he looked at my name tag, which was Carlos, and
Yeah.
his said Carlo. He's like, we have the same name, and I'm like, yeah. And then we just talked, and then you came, and we got to know each other more, and then I met Clara, and it's just like I'm a firm believer in God as well, and I know that God brings people into my life for a reason, and I really truly am blessed and grateful for all of you coming into my life and being able to do this interview, because it will help so many people. Like your story, your message, your art, just you every day on social media doing what you do helps so many people that we truly can't understand that. And
Do you
so,
understand that, Clara?
right, it's just so deep. And so, tell me a little bit about Clara. Like, how did you find out that she had a disability, and then when you did find out, what happened? Like, what was the whole situation there?
So mostly when we got married, then Carlo had 2 daughters from his first marriage, and the second daughter had muscular atrophy. That's a genetic disease. And I always say I was really stupid because I was young, and I said I'm not doing any exams to see because what comes, and I will accept. In any case, when Clara was born, we start seeing some things like her right hand was always closed, she was not moving, and then everyone thought it could be the muscular dystrophy. That's disease that is progressive, so it's always getting worse. And it was difficult to see and to say, okay, something's wrong, because we were afraid and fear with this. And then once I went to IKEA and I saw a kid of her age, a girl, doing everything, and I was, okay, something is really wrong.
Yeah.
So we started doing the exams, and the first thing was to do the muscular atrophy, and then they said, no, it's not. And then they said, we think it's a brain scar, because she was okay apparently, and then when they did the MRI they said it's a nightmare. So they said the brain was not formed, and it could have, she would not be able to understand, to organize things in the brain, so mostly she would be a vegetable. And in Italy they are not so sweet and kind in certain circumstances, so they told me everything on the phone.
Wow.
And I was alone because Carlo was out of the country, so I ran to home to see Clara and see, okay, this is my daughter, because she was completely different what they were saying. But in that moment, I think because of Carlo's experience with his second daughter, and because we just accept, and I think this changed everything, because we never try to find guilt. So who is guilt? Why this happened? We just said, okay, let's live life and see how it comes. And especially for people with families that discover disability, I always say we were very blessed because we didn't follow any system. And then we could have the freedom to do things that people would not do, or like we didn't do 6 weeks in a hospital just to do tests, because we just said, okay, it happened, will not change anything. So this was a good thing.
Yeah, wow. So the doctors basically said that she wouldn't be able to do anything in life.
Yeah, mostly even when they see the MRI and we arrived with her when she was kids, they would say, okay, where is the patients?
Yeah.
So what's in her brain, anyone can explain how she is like this. I always say if she had full brain, I would be in trouble.
I was talking to my friend on the way here, my good friend Bryson, and we were talking about, he mentioned, like, what does disability mean to me? And I said, everybody in some way has a disability, right?
Yeah.
It could be a circumstance, a place you come from, an actual physical thing, but it's like that disability could be your strength in a way, right? Like I come from, I did 17 years in prison. I went in when I was very young, and like now I use that as a strength. Like the experiences I went through, I use that to develop a platform. And so Clara, like you now, like you are an amazing person, and you've turned your disability into a strength. Like, tell me a little bit about your work as an artist. When did you first know you loved art, and what does it mean to you, and how is it important when it comes to your art?
So when you start painting, you can do the signs. You want me to go through? Okay, so correct me. She started painting in 2012. She started just like for fun, and it was when my son was born. And then she stopped it because she wants to do some sport, but we never find a sport that could fit her. And then she came back just for fun. And then what you did in the beginning, you cover so she didn't like how she was painting, and she
Yeah.
covered everything black or destroyed her artworks. And then we start seeing some forms, some nice things, and then I gave her a book of Frida Kahlo, the Mexican artist, and she was in love. She was kissing the book, she was just around, and I think that changed the way of... You want to show what the book? Frida, that you did, the first one?
Yeah, I
Oh.
love that. And just for everybody listening, please go look at her artwork on her Instagram channel and YouTube channel. It's amazing, the art she does. And she has some of her art was in an exhibit, right?
Yeah, she...
Oh wow.
This is the first portrait she did of Frida Kahlo in 2017.
Wow.
It's one of the first. We still have this one because mostly she sold everything, but this one, the red cat,
Nice.
the one you did for grandma, the first one, like, I don't know if I have here.
It's beautiful.
I don't have because it's... So then we said, yeah, it's cool, these artworks, but when I gave the book, I think Clara thought, because Frida, I don't know if someone doesn't know her story, she was born with a disability, and then when she was 18, she had a bus accident, and something like a big bar come into her.
Oh, wow.
So other the disability, she had this problem. So she had physically really bad.
Yeah.
And then she started painting, and she portrayed in her painting all the pain. And then Clara, learning about her, I think she said, okay, I have a place in this world. I always thinking like this. And then with this book, one night, we were sitting in the couch, and she opened where Frida was in New York doing her exhibition. And Clara said, I want to go to New York and do my exhibition. And I said, okay, let's try. It will be hard, we will sacrifice, but we can do. And I always say this year has changed our lives, because I could have said to her, no, you will not be able because you have a disability or it's impossible. And next day we went to a bar, not bar, because a coffee shop in Italy, and they do exhibitions, and she asked the guy to... Okay, I will talk about him. Yeah, she wants that I tell a story.
That's amazing.
So in the end, this guy said, I need to see her artwork. So I think it was cool because he didn't say yes because of her disability.
Yeah.
And then he liked it, and we organized the first exhibition. And when we organized, I did like Clara is an artist. So I always put she's an artist. And the exhibition was with all the merchandising, like books, cards, pictures of her. So it was, she's an artist.
Yeah.
You can say differently. And then it went viral. We were in the radio, newspaper, so never stopped.
Yeah.
I created the e-commerce. And then she was the first kid in Italy that it's not like in America, it's really bureaucratic.
Yeah.
So I said, let's open a company so we can sell, everything is okay. And we need to ask for the judge to do that. And then my lawyer was, it will be a nightmare. And I was already preparing all my defense.
Yeah.
But then it was really good because we apply on Thursday. And on Friday morning we had the okay, and the lawyer was, no, it's like, it's impossible, it's not.
Wow.
I will tell. And then we start like doing exhibitions. The first year she came to Miami, to Art Basel, and to Japan we went, and then we never stopped. Until I decided to sell my business and to build the business with her.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. what made, like, I think something that I really took from that was your decision making as a parent. Because like you said, when she wanted to go to New York, you could have said, no, we're not, so we can't. Like, where did that come from? Because none of this is possible without you and Carlo making the decisions to be okay and support her goals and her wants and needs and dreams. Like for those out there listening who have a child or somebody in their life that's wanting to do things like that, like, what is your advice to them, and where does that come from you, your support for her?
This is really interesting. It's the first question someone asks to me. And really, I don't know, I think it's God, because, I believe, and I think I was worried what Clara will be, and I never saw her by her disability, and I think this changed, because when you go in this kind of, like, she has a disability, so most, like I said before, your life needs to be defined, or you went to prison, so mostly when you go out of prison, your life is defined, and you will be a bad kid, or it will be hard. And I think as when I opened the company, I never thought I would open a non-profit, because I want people to see Clara for her value, and not because they will do charity or just help. And I think it just came from God, I think. I don't know.
I love that, because it reminds me of a saying that my friend used to say: when God tells you to do something, you do not hesitate. And that's life. Like,
I always thinking if I knew what would come, I don't know, because it's difficult. It's like, mostly we are not against, but not a lot of people did this. And even now, with internet, everything, I'm always like, how can I protect ourselves from what people is saying or what people is thinking? Because a lot of people just write, you are taking advantage of Clara, where is all the money, or where is the sales? But no one sees that we work 16, 17 hours, that we are investing our money. And like, if I'm not doing this, we are not millionaires, so we need to have a job. If I have a job to pay the bills, I can't help her to do this thing. So it's really something that it's out of not a scheme. Like that. It's like this, and everyone goes. So it's. So I say, if I say I would know everything, I would say, I think I'm not going to this path. But
it's like you got to just take a leap of faith. Because if we knew all the things we're going to go through, we probably wouldn't go for it. But you take that leap of faith and you take the chance. You support your kids. I think that's a powerful message for parents out there. Like, support your kids' dreams as much as you can, and sometimes just take that leap of faith, because I mean, you're a living example of what comes from that.
And now, because in the beginning was much more that Clara can have a job and we can do things, and I always love to build business, brands, everything, but now it's more a mission, so things changing. Like, because we see the answer that we never imagined, so for us it's kind of normal, but then when we stop and say, okay, what people are saying, we get messages every day of families, people, they are out of the depression, they see our videos, they feel motivated. So also being, like, it's a big responsibility in the end what you put out there.
Inspirational. It's empowering.
You want me to say this?
Okay, so I want Clara to describe this. She has here one of her arts on her phone. Describe this here. What is this? And tell us about it, Clara.
Yeah, she wants to say, because this portrait she made, it's from a friend. He was the first person that bought her painting in an exhibition, the first exhibition. His name was Andrea, and he became the biggest collector of Clara with more than 30 paintings. And he passed away 2 months ago, right? Yeah. 2 months ago, and she missed him like he was a nice friend. And you? and she went to see him because he had a surgery and went bad. So
Yeah.
when she was in Italy, she was able to visit him.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's so. That's unfortunate, but I know that he saw something in you. He bought your first painting, for whatever reason that is, and I
In
think
the exhibition was
Yeah.
the first painting. The first painting, do you want I tell the story of the David? Or you don't remember? So the first painting, because this one, how much paints did he have? I think 30, 29, 30. Yeah, a
Wow.
lot.
And who is this? You?
No, it's him.
This is
It's his
him.
portrait, yeah.
Oh wow. He had pink hair.
No,
No,
you
but I love
just
that.
did like that.
That's amazing. So this is him living on forever through your painting,
Yeah.
right?
It's funny because when we were in Miami, so Clara was 12 years old,
Yeah.
we sold a painting for a man, and he was managing marijuana companies. So he asked, I will show. I can't show. Can I tell or not?
It's her paintings. It's up there, right?
Can I tell the story or not? Yeah.
Yeah.
So then he asked, she can paint, he
Yeah.
made a commission, and he asked, she
Okay.
can paint in wherever she wants. And she was 12, so she listened about what he does, and she painted this painting, and I don't know if I can
wow.
show to him, because, she's 12.
I
But,
gotta get it. Let me show the camera this.
but he
Yeah,
loved
this is-
it, so it
Yeah,
was...
this is amazing. And he's bald. He's a bald guy. But depicting
So
art.
it's funny because, she understands everything in 3 languages, and I always say...
3 languages, right?
Yeah, Portuguese, English, and Italian.
Yeah.
And a bit of... What? Another language? Dutch? German? French? I don't know. English? No. Spanish. A little bit of Spanish.
So you
okay.
understand Portuguese,
Italian.
Italian, and English,
Yeah.
right? But you can't read or write, correct? And so how did you teach her? Did you just speak to her and how did you teach her these languages?
So we lived in Italy, so she learned Italian by learning, but it was complicated because when we discovered her disability, doctor said you can just speak Italian, but at this stage I was speaking Portuguese. And then Carl was speaking English with her, and then it was a mix in the end. We went to another doctor, and she said, you need to speak Portuguese because it's your language. And it was so confusional that she learned by listen.
Yeah.
And she can't write, but now with phone and iPad, she has a very good photograph memory. So if we spell the alphabet, she can understand. So we can say house, H, or I don't know how to spell. So, okay.
H-O-U-S-E,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can
Okay.
spell in Portuguese or Italian. And then,
Yeah.
but she cannot write house if
Yeah.
we say house. And but with the phone, she can now start seeing the words, and she memorize, and the phone can read, so she can write more phrases. And she has the AAC software that's for communication for nonverbal, but she hates to use because it's too slow, and it's a big fight. Because I think if she starts, she will be able much more to know the words and to write more.
Yeah. Where was your favorite place in the world that you've been? Your favorite place?
So you were in Brazil, Japan. Brazil, we were so small. You don't remember. Okay. Japan, Germany, Holland. You went. With that, it was complicated.
I'm gonna guess here, but I'm thinking that your favorite place is California.
Or Italy.
or Italy?
You like to live here?
California?
But you said when I die, we'll go back to Florence. You're just thinking to do that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's
Yeah.
something about like not just California, but the United States, where you feel like you have the freedom to pursue amazing things, no matter what,
Yeah,
where you come
I'm
from.
like suspected because I love America, and
Yeah.
I'm like, if you say anything bad, I will say that you are wrong. So I'm come from Brazil to Italy, then I stayed, and I think Italy gave me a lot.
Yeah.
But also sometimes it was so mean because I'm woman and I was, even if I had my Italian citizenship, I was always a foreigner there, and I was running a business mostly in the man world, so
Yeah.
it was really until the end I always felt, not felt in the moment, but when I came here, that at least where we live and how we live, how we were, people were with us, I said, it was wrong what I lived.
Right.
And I just realized that when I left. But one of the reasons I want to go, because doing this thing with Clara, it was much like, it costs $500, and like mostly they have this feeling of doing share it and helping. And here when people say, it costs $1,000, they are, whoa, yes, it's
Yeah.
cool. So it's a different mindset,
Yeah.
and it's cultural, it's
Yeah.
traditional. So I think now I say I belong here, and it's much easier, like bureaucratic and doing things. And yeah, I think the big difference, and that at least in Italy, if you fail, it's a shame. And all your life you need to carry this thing. You fail, and people will always point to you. And here, if you fail, it's good because you tried.
Yep.
And then they will help you to try again and to do again. And this, at least for me, gives much more courage to risk.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes I say what we are doing, because we could have bought a house and just stay there, and we are just investing and doing, and we don't know what
Yeah.
what will happen. And sometimes we sell a lot, sometimes we don't, and it's kind
What do you say to the doctors who parents go to a doctor and the doctor says that their kid can't never do something or has a disability, so it's going to keep them from doing something? What do you say to doctors like that, or to the parents who might hear that from a doctor?
I think we can't blame the doctors because they don't know. They couldn't have said to us, Clara will be okay, because what they were seeing in the exam, it will be messy, and in this brain, she will not be able. So maybe the way they say could be different. I think parents, they need to trust their instinct. And it's hard because we always feel like we are doing wrong, or we don't know if we are doing right. And people are always trying to say their opinion. And then if someone that, like, let's say I have a good relationship with my parents, and what they say always had a big weight in my life, but I need to learn to not have anymore, because then you are afraid of what people will say. Or even when we started with Clara, until today, some part of our family say you are crazy, you don't understand, but they don't give a solution. So okay, what's the solution? Because it's easy to say, is what Clara wants. I don't know, we are going day by day. If she wants to change one thing, it's that she will not do anything in her life until I leave, so. And I think parents should understand also that a disability is not a death sentence. A cancer, I don't have this experience, but I think it's so difficult to manage this news and see positivity, but for me it's faith.
Yeah.
And I think finding people that will help you, just listening, just being there, and not always wanting to say.
Yeah. Clara,
Do you want to
you're
say
18
something
years old, right? 18?
about the doctor or the parents or families for who has the disability? Yeah. Okay. What do you want to say? That they keep going. You can say.
Yeah.
Or are you emotional now? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're a living example of keep going, and you're a living example of what it means to battle. And you're a warrior, and you're an amazing person, and you're 18 years old, and I can't imagine like the impact you're going to have on this world.
You are crying because you feel sorry if they discover they will have a disability for what they will go through. Yeah. Kids like you are. Yeah.
Well, you're a leading example for them.
Yeah.
You're an inspiration to them. Those kids who are starting off where you once were at see you and they got hope. So that's
Do you understand
amazing.
now your mission more than anything else?
Yeah, she knows her mission. It's like you're living it. You're living your purpose and mission. And
She always say that when she think about kids that have a stroke, it's really hard for her because I think we don't have any idea what she went through or people with disabilities go through. Even, living with her every day and everything, but she can't speak, so sometimes I even don't have the patience to listen her or to be there trying to understand because I'm tired. And then people can say it's cruel. And also one thing I want to share is this, that we are parents, but we are not superheroes, because society always say, okay, you were choosing to have a kid with disability, and now I'm doing this a lot, but it's like, sorry, we didn't choose that. And if God choose or whoever choose, I can say and have a conversation when I met God and say, look, I was expecting another thing. But then we can choose how we deal with it.
Exactly.
And I don't want us to say it's all wonderful, it's not. And, even when moms say, the best thing in my life is the kids, yes, it is, but I exist too. And I'm also a person, and when you have these situations, people just expect that you are not. You just need to manage. Everyone runs, and it's you by you. And I think this is also important for the families, that they can say, I'm tired, I need help, I need something that I learned here in the US, because people are much more open to help. And even like saying, I just need 1 hour, can you stay with Clara, can you help her?
Yeah, and they will, and they will. People want to help, and I agree to that. And I think that's such an important message there, that like as a parent, you have to make sure that you're the best version of yourself so that you can be the best for her. So the importance of self-care as parents, and being okay with working on yourself too. I think that's important for sure.
What do you want to say? Nothing?
Do you want to say something, Clara?
Okay. About what? Someone or Ross? Do you want to share this story? So she has a friend that she met by Instagram. I don't know even, I think this girl started following us, and then she wrote, and she's from Belgium, and she has a mental health issue, so she was in the hospital for a long time. She's 16 or 17 today, and she's in the hospital again. So Clara met her in the end of the year for the first time, and she's struggling too. So also these are a big problem now,
Yeah.
you know, mental health issues for teenagers, all this internet thing, it's really
Yeah.
complicated.
Yeah.
And Clara is worried because she can't speak with anyone, right?
Mm. And Clara just feels that pain, and it's like it just says a lot about who you are, Clara, that you crying about other people dealing with disabilities, and you have one. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, and it's such an admirable thing to embody, that you're like, you know, you feel for them, and you're kind of, it's like you have also things in your life that you're like, well, I don't care, I'm okay, but I want to worry about them. I mean, that's amazing. It's like everybody should learn something from that,
Clara is the
right?
most generous person
I
I
could
know.
tell, yeah.
Her brother is really like, this is mine and I'm
Yeah.
myself, and she's always
Yeah.
like, she can give whatever she has to help someone.
Yeah.
So this is very good for her.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And so, Claire's on Instagram, YouTube. How did you guys even just start that, and why is it important for you guys to be on that platform? What kind of message are you
I'm
trying
so
to convey?
sorry I started that.
I know, it's like a
No,
wildfire. You guys blew up.
it's like, so I always worked with marketing. It's like what I did in the old. We used to sell power wheelchairs in Italy, so I built. In that time was just Facebook, so we built a huge community. And when Clara was around 10, I was what she will do, because she will not have a job and everything. So I said she can be a digital influencer.
Yeah.
And everyone left behind my back. She was 10, and I started her Instagram in 2017, so she was 11. And it was here in California because we made the trip here. Yeah. We made here to see what was, look how interesting is God, because we came here to see also what chance we had to move here. We went to some lawyers and everyone said you need the opportunity visa. And opportunity visa is like someone that it has a talent, and we were, okay, I'm good in marketing, but I don't have any proof. Like you need to have some, you know, a list of things that you can prove. And in 2018, we did this, and Clara has the main visa for now because we got, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We will not tell all the story. But then I started doing Instagram, and it was, it's a lot of work. People can't imagine, because then we start with Instagram, and then, you know, things go on. Then I sold my business, and we depend on all the platforms to get visibility and everything. And I think the most important or difficult thing is being responsible to give good content, or like also we talk about a difficult theme, that it's inclusion, it's also how to break barriers. And one, I don't want to show Clara as the poor disabled, but in the other hand, I also don't want to give the image that's all beautiful and that's all easy, because it's not.
Right.
So find this balance, and also not like she's an artist and she has a disability.
Yeah.
She's not like a disability, or her disability does not define her. And it's difficult to find this balance. So now I mostly do all YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, everything. And
And so for the
It's
people
difficult.
out there, like, where can they find her on those channels? Like, what is her name under those channels so that they can find her?
you can just Google Clara Woods, and
Clara
she's
Woods.
all over.
Okay,
Yeah.
Clara, good.
I'm
Good.
good in SEO.
Clara Woods, you're great. And as far as art, how can people purchase art, support that?
So we have the e-commerce that it's, so you can buy the paintings. We have our collection of inclusion because now Clara is leading the Inclusion Matters movement, and we are trying to do, it's not just about Clara anymore, but it's about creating a platform to give
Thank you.
to give space for other people with diversity and talent. So we are still in the process because we are trying to collect funds or partners to do that. So if you have a brand, please contact us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because our idea is to use Clara as a tool to show other people, because we have so much people with disabilities or different diversity, I don't know, that they are talent and they don't have a mom like me or Carlo that had the opportunity to do this with her or had. My dream is to have agents in the future that I can help to build these people. Like we know Aiden Bauer, he has autism. But he sings and he plays so well. He is amazing, really. He plays like... You can also interview him. He plays like Coldplay. He was in American Got Talent, I think. But
Aiden Bauer, I heard of that name.
But he is trying to do by himself. And it's difficult because he has autism. So, if he go to crowds, it's difficult. So he plans the concerts, everything. But imagine if he has an agent or someone that can help him out. I still didn't have the opportunity because I'm trying to survive and make things happen. And then, so our biggest goal would be this one. So we are trying to create. Me? You are thinking? Judy? You want to tell that? Okay. So especially when I fight with Clara, I say, I have so many people that want me to be managing them and they will give you value because a lot she says, I don't care. I do things in my way.
She's a teenager, basic teenager. She's like, so how is that juggling? Like you're her mom, but then also manager. So do you have to put your foot down on business stuff? Separate than mom stuff? I
don't advise anyone, especially because she is really mindseted for what she wants. So, and we are so thankful but it's for bad and good. And sometimes I have business to do, or we have videos, and then she says I don't want, and I don't care, you don't want. It's a responsibility, but then. She cries and then she screams, and it's hard because I need also to find the balance of educating. It's one thing, business is another thing, and people get a little bit shocked because they say in the end she's quite a brand and a product, so it's really difficult to find the balance. But now she's 18 and it's her job. So it's also teaching, it's not all for granted because you are 18 and you have a disability, but you have what a lot of people would dream of in this world. So it's not for granted at all.
Right.
And you need to give value because a lot of girls with 18, they are trying to be what you are. Or even and I always give this example, if boys goes and do soccer, everything's okay. So they can train in hours a day and do things, and just because she has a disability, then she can be doing nothing all day, No. But it's difficult for people outside to understand and to say I'm exploiting or I'm being too hard or she needs to understand that she's 18 and she needs to work or she will go to an institute. It's reality. Okay, do you want I say that you are going? Okay, she wants to say that she's going to a summer camp all by herself.
Really? Where?
And it's in Lake Town. And she wants, so it's, and
let's see.
He is Steve.
Oh, wow.
I know because
All right,
it's.
Clara Woods has allowed us to take over her Instagram page today.
Because she's coming to our summer camp.
We are Steve and Elizabeth Wampler, and Camp Pop is a free camp open to kiddos with physical disabilities between the ages of 8 and 18.
He can interview with Steve. Yeah.
Mama.
You are thinking. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So she's going all by herself
Wow,
for the
you ready
first
for that?
time.
You
Not
ready?
first time, but on a long time. Now you are an adult. No. You will have day. It's the last year that she can go to this specific camp because it's until 18.
Yeah.
So she's going out because a friend that is a good friend, she's giving 1 week holidays for me and Carol. So Clara is going to this camp and David is going to fish with her and we will have 1 week holiday.
Nice. And what are you guys going to do? 1 week holiday?
I said I will sleep most
Just
of
sleeping?
the time.
That's a parent answer.
Dad?
Such a parent answer.
Dad will go wide things, will do wide things.
Yeah.
You want to sleep.
Yeah.
We will be like, no one is calling us, no one is stressing. And we can even talk because it's without phone, so it's 1 week.
Are you ready? You ready for that? Yeah, yes you are.
And they sleep even outside. So
That's going to be fun. Very fun.
They wake at 8. You need to wait in bed because she wakes early.
Good. Yeah, so you'll be good.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That someone will be like, you will be waiting someone to wake, then you can wake up.
Yeah. So Claire, I have a question for you. What do you have to say about your parents and all they've done for you?
You can be sincere.
Yeah, you're okay. You're in here with, we'll protect you. You can say whatever you want. What do you have to say about your parents and all they've done for you? Supporting your dreams and being there for you.
I can't answer this one for you.
Whatever comes from your heart.
Babo, got that? You like that he supports you, or you want to say sometimes it's too much? That you are a lot with him? When you travel with him, it's a lot. Yeah. Because sometimes they travel together, but Carlo, when we went to Italy, no. Just both of you. Yeah. And it's all running and doing things. Because with the wheelchair, because Carlo is ADHD, so it's wild. Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes you need more routine. And with me, it's more calm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you like to work with me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hate me. Yeah, I know. But I hope in the future you can say we try to do a good job together.
Absolutely.
When you are bigger and more older and I die, then you will feel that you want to try to live by yourself. So all the work we are doing, yeah. And even I think this is hard, like we don't know after us what will happen. And, and like I think for Clara, we still have hope, but we have situations of people with disabilities that it's really difficult. We went to a summer camp now, and it's old kids. They are not kids, old adults with disabilities, and the parents are even older. So if they die, what will happen?
Right.
How do they will have a good life, or at least protected life?
Yeah.
You
It's true.
are happy that to work, or that I'm your mom, or that I'm your mom and dad, that we are together. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when it comes to that thing, well, what happens when we're not here? It goes back to the beginning when you got the thing when the doctors were saying she's never going to be able to do anything. It's like you just trust God, right? I think that's what faith is. It's like you just know God will create a way, and like He has been. So that's what I go to when I just can't imagine things bigger than my way of thinking can allow me to imagine. I always go to that.
Yeah, it's difficult because when we go through some situations and we don't, one things just go through day by day, and then, but these kind of things that sometimes I just say, God, you are not understand the language I'm talking to you. Which language I should talk, because things are getting, and yes, you, chocolate and brownie are her guinea pigs.
Oh, you have guinea pigs? Nice.
That you want to have a rescue house of guinea pigs. Yes.
She's so entrepreneurial. She just like that's amazing. And I think that's a great idea.
We want to say
anything
something
else?
To close? No. Okay. She wants to tell something. Do we want to tell what? How much you loved him? She wants to tell about my dad.
Okay.
That it's her grandpa, and they had a very nice relationship. And when we moved here, he was living here, and then he had a metastasis we didn't know. So we moved in Christmas, and he died 1st of March. So it was really complicated doing all the transition, and then and Clara feels that he's always with her, and it's still a lot present. The what? That he had a lung tumor, right? Yeah. And now we decide that every time it's his birthday, that's now 19th of July, we will make a party. So we want to, I was really close to him, so I decided I will not want to be sad, so we want to celebrate.
Celebrate it, yeah. Celebrate his life.
And she wants to do a T-shirt with him. You know that T-shirts with the date of the death, and I said, sorry, I'm not doing it.
I remember those.
Because it seemed that someone was killed, and then everyone goes in that with the shirt. So I said, if you want, you can do. I'm not doing.
In memory of.
And then she changed her mind. Thank you, God. Just a T-shirt without the date, just of his face. Okay.
I love how we can laugh and find joy in life and not dwell on the death, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing when you could look at that, let's celebrate his life. Let's laugh and create laughter, because ultimately that's what people want. When I go, I don't want people to feel sad and mourn. I want people to be happy and smile about the things that I've done.
It's hard for us, but then it's also a decision to see, and I'm grateful that I had him and we had a good relationship, so it's it was his time, and
And this is your software here?
Yeah. Okay, she wants to write a message in general.
Okay.
But since she doesn't practice, she doesn't know well.
She got it. She says, I got it, Mom.
Okay, go.
Dream big.
Dream big. Definitely dream big. And believe what you want to believe. It's your life. You create your own world. And despite what anybody
Do you want
says.
to show him? Yeah, go. You can.
Yeah.
If she says I would. I know what she wants to say. You see, I will do. I would.
You know.
I know. Let's see.
Like to invite you to lunch.
Yes. And I would love to go to lunch. I would be honored. What's your favorite food?
Oh.
Push it. It's the best. I'm going to say pizza. Just as a guess. Or tacos, because that's my favorite.
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
French fries.
Yep. But I want to, there's so much more I could talk about, but I do want to close out. And I just want to say that everybody out there listening to please follow, support Clara Woods. Google her. You can find all her links there, right?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. And I'm very grateful to be able to do this interview and to be here with all of you and to know all of you. And really just grateful, Clara, for you and all your work you're doing in this world and the impact you're making. Just keep it up. And if I could help in any way, just know you all have a friend in me for sure. And I hope to come back and follow up and see where you guys are at next year or something. And in any way I could support you, please let me know. And keep inspiring. That's what we do. We inspire, we create change, we create impact no matter what we've been through, right? And that's what it's all about. And without those to support us, like your parents and people that supported me, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
So I keep all of you in my heart and prayers always.
Thank you.